Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes XFL Week 2 recap and overreactions. I, of course, am the Brofect1 AJ. Joining me, as always, the man with the numbers, the sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond. Ladies and gentlemen, all hail the king of the links, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, I gotta say, I mean, I might cheat on the NFL with the XFL every offseason. This has been fun. This has been nice.
Yeah. It's been a good 2 weeks, almost a full 2 weeks in the book now, as of recording this. But I'm having some fun with it. Got my DC Defenders jersey in the mail. We'll see when that comes, but I'll sport that for an episode.
Oh, you fucking better.
Hell yeah. So
it's been nice. No, it's been nice, to come, just come home on a Sunday, throw on some football, get some stuff done, and just enjoy, a game and sweat out a couple bets in the XFL. Shout out to the XFL for coming in and giving me something to do with my time, or else I was going to watch NASCAR again. Shout out to NASCAR. Still love NASCAR, but I'd rather watch football.
Vroom, vroom, baby.
Vroom, vroom, motherfucker. But hey, along with it, Noah, baseball's kicking off. Everything is kicking off right now. We're all going into conference championships for college basketball this week. But hey, let's take a moment. Let's focus on the XFL that I think so far has had an incredible week. We are, as of this recording, in the third quarter of Arlington at Houston. Houston down by 3 points right now. Noah and I think both have them to cover the 4.5 and the over. Hey, it was a pretty good week at the book for us, XFL wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and golf.
Shit. Yeah. Shout out Kirk. But let's get into it, Noah. Let's go ahead. We had Thursday night football this week. Battlehawks at Sea Dragons. Battlehawks doing what they do, and I mean, I hate to say doing what they do because this is the second week, and this is only the second week, but I mean, this is the second time they've had to come back in the fourth quarter to secure the W, and we say it all the time, no matter what sport we're talking about, Noah, you show me a team that can come from behind and win consistently, granted, again, only 2 weeks, but you show me a team that's good to do that, I don't care what sport it is, they're going to make a nice run in the playoffs, and they're going to have postseason dreams that are going to be realities eventually.
Yeah, and St. Louis appears to be a pretty decent team. Obviously, I guess we'll call him a veteran quarterback, and AJ McCarron starting for him. That always helps. Seattle, I think there's a lot of good pieces with Seattle's team. They just haven't quite gotten it done the last 2 weeks. DiNucci really needs to limit. He really needs to limit those turnovers. But he's, if he can avoid turning the ball over, I think Seattle's got some really good building blocks to.
Hey, I mean, at least he didn't throw an interception. He's putting the ball on the ground, and that's not great. But, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 19 for 29. You can see why the Dallas Cowboys thought he was going to be good for a while.
Yeah, I mean, as I said at the beginning of the season, I think people are going to severely overrate Seattle, though, just because of Josh Gordon and Ben DiNucci, which I'm like, Ben DiNucci didn't even do anything in the NFL. He just played in the NFL, so people recognize his name. And, your average pedestrian bettor is just dumb as fuck, so...
Yeah. So, hey, do yourself a favor like we have been. Stay away from the Sea Dragons right now. Stay away from anything DiNucci because it stinks like Jerry Jones's private yacht, if you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. But, hey. Shout out to the Battlehawks beating the Sea Dragons 20-18 in a nice fourth quarter. We'll see if that continues to be a thing with the Battlehawks. That's going to be something I'm keeping a close eye on because they might be a good team. Hey, let's stay off of them, for a closing line, and let's just wait until it gets live. Let's wait for them to go down a touchdown or two and start just slamming the shit out of that money line. But I need a couple more weeks to get some data together. We'll figure it out.
I was going to say, I wouldn't necessarily just blindly go doing that,
No, not yet. I need a couple more weeks under my belt, which I still have, 2 more weeks to decide my team, right, Noah? No, I have 1 more week.
Before the start of week 4.
I still don't have an XFL team, but hey, we'll talk about Noah's XFL team. As Saturday, we got a taste of XFL action with the Defenders going to the Vipers. Your boys keep doing it, Noah. Your boys keep doing it. Underdogs 2 weeks in a row, coming out on top. DC 18, Vegas 6. I mean, what do you got to say, bro? I mean, your team looks like they're firing on all cylinders, as you can fire on all cylinders in week 2. But I mean, what do you think is the difference right now that to be 2-0 this week?
Defense is really, really solid with DC. I think that's going to be the driving force. What's going to carry them to success this season? Obviously, playing in absolute pouring rain for a majority of the game there Saturday night in Vegas. God, I just have to talk about Vegas's field that they're playing on. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like most of these teams have like decent stadiums and they're playing in like decent soccer stadiums, like Seattle playing at Lumen, DC playing in the soccer stadium there. I think St. Louis
Audi
has
Field,
a decent stadium.
like that. Yeah.
Yep, Audi Field. Yep, that's correct. And then Vegas is playing in a minor league baseball stadium.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. So this game they were playing on dead grass that they painted green, and then you add the pouring rain on top of that, made it extremely slippery. Just this one kind of, I don't know, little negative on the XFL there by allowing this type of environment and stadium to be in the mix.
I gotta agree with you there. I mean, it makes it look minor league. You know what I mean? And yes, it's already the minor leagues, but kind of like the USFL last year, you don't want to give anyone else a reason to think that it's minor league. You want to make them think you're watching real football. You're watching the NFL. You want to make sure you're watching, or at least something close to that. And you're right, when you got something like that, when you have shitty fields like that, it makes you look minor league, and you can't be having that, especially first year out. I mean, I think that was our issue with the XFL, the USFL last year. It just felt like It was minor Saturday morning Pee-wee football, like nothing.
Yeah,
there was no atmosphere. There was just nothing there. At least with the XFL games, we're getting some atmosphere.
Yeah, like that first that game week 1 in DC, that was great. People were fucking rowdy. There were lots of fans in the stands. That's what they need to have. This just wasn't it. This just wasn't it in Vegas.
And I think Vegas is going to be one of their harder markets, not just because of the stadium and everything, but because a lot of those tickets are going to get bought by casinos. It's going to be a lot of fair weather fans, people just going to go because their casino offered them or something like that. So I think Vegas is always going to have an issue with that, especially when it comes to a minor league team like this. But yeah, let's fucking figure it out, XFL. Come on, Rock. I know you got enough money in the bank. Let's make sure the boys are playing on a real fucking field. Yeah, that was disappointing. Thank you for bringing that up. No, that was disappointing as fuck.
But hey, shout out Defenders 2-0, baby.
Shout out Defenders, your boys 2-0. Teamu, I mean, Teamu looked exceptional last night given the conditions.
Yeah, I mean, they went to DR King more late in that game for getting all those points late in the fourth quarter, and I think you got a great two-headed dragon at quarterback there in DC between Tamu and King. They're both mobile. King obviously a little bit more of a runner, but yeah, I think DC is going to be a little dangerous this year.
Yeah, they look at Vipers starting off 0-2 and with the Sea Dragons, and that takes us also to the Guardians. Guardians take a beating earlier today, losing to the Brahmas at home in Orlando, 30-12. There was, I guess, in the beginning of the game when it was tied 6-6, and I was like, okay, maybe we got a game on our hands. But we said this was going to be a snooze fest. We said this was going to be a shit show when we were doing our predictions and everything. And I think it lived up to that. I mean, yeah, we got a lot of points from the Brahmas in the second half, but it was kind of what I expected from these two teams. Orlando really doesn't look impressive whatsoever. I mean, I can't even think of words. I can't even think of words. They just look fucking terrible.
Yeah, they've been blown out twice now in 2 weeks. Not a good look. This might very well be the bottom feeder in the league.
It might. Who do they play next week? Who they got next week?
That's a good question.
3. They're playing against the Renegades, who are watching right now.
Yeah, Renegades looking pretty nice. I'd imagine that game will be a blowout.
Oh, absolutely. Renegades by 20.
I would bet maybe we see our largest spread of the season so far in that game.
Ooh, you think we might be touching a 6.5?
Well, we haven't seen anything over 4.5 yet, so
damn.
Yeah, I think we could see a 6 or a 7 point spread, maybe even push an 8. I don't know.
And one thing we got to keep in mind is as the season goes on, as we will get better at betting on the XFL, the books will get better at making the lines for the XFL. So take advantage while you can. I mean, we're looking right now at what I think a 3 in 1 week ATS.
Well, shit. I mean, I don't know. Depends what happens with this game.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. And hey, let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. We're here in the third quarter. 10 minutes left to go. Houston with the ball, making a drive now. It's 11-14. Arlington in the lead here, Noah. We both took Houston minus the 4.5. Both took the over. I'm feeling pretty good about the over. I think we still got a lot of time for some points to be made. But these two teams, I think, are these are two teams I could see in the finals. However, I need to double check how seeding and everything's going to work. But I mean, the way these two teams have been playing, this has been a competitive football game on both sides of the ball. No one is really dominating the other one. And this makes me feel like I'm watching a Sunday night game, you know?
Yeah, I believe the structure is that the top 4 teams make the playoffs.
Gotcha. Why not?
Yeah, and, Houston would be in control of this game if not for fumbling 2 punts.
Yeah.
Their punt returners fumbled 2 of them, coughed 2 of them up, put Arlington in a really good position. Yeah, you just can't be doing that.
No,
costly turnovers.
No matter what level of the game you're at, you cannot turn the ball over. You cannot give them the ball.
And then they had another fumble, so that's I think at least 3 fumbles lost by Houston in the first half here.
Geez. Well, let's see if the boys can get it taken together. Let's see if the boys can take care of business, figure it out here, Noah. I mean, that's pretty much all I got on the XFL. Another exciting week of action. We will handicap week 3 coming up later this week. Noah, you got anything else to say to the D-Gens about XFL week 2?
Hey, go Defenders, baby.
Hey, go Defenders. And I would like to say, shout out to the XFL because USFL last year in week 2, we were both over it. We were both done with it. We were both like, this is not worth our time. But hey, we're not only stoked on the product right now, we're excited for the next week. So shout out to the XFL for getting it done, figuring it out, and hopefully maintaining a strong spring league. It would be so nice to have a spring league. But hey, thanks to everyone for listening and watching. If you're one of the 234 subscribed on YouTube or one of the 5 on Rumble, shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the show. We do appreciate it. If you want to help and support the show as well, go ahead, like, share, subscribe to the channel. And hey, hit us up on the Instagram and social medias and everything. Hit that link tree down below with all of that. As Houston scores as we're going off the air, Noah, go Renegades. Let's figure it out, boys. I've been the Brofect1 AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.